Welcome to the ITM Podcast.
This is episode 336 of the ITM Podcast, the official Boston Red Sox podcast of patience. My name is Joey Copponi, that's Scott Neville, and the Boston Red Sox haven't done shit. Scott, how you doing?
I'm good, man. We're the last team standing. Last team to not sign a free agent. It feels good.
It definitely feels. I'll give you that much. I'll meet you halfway. It feels. I was talking to a buddy right before we started, about 20 minutes before we started recording. And he was like, oh, you doing the podcast tonight? And I was like, yeah, I'm prepping notes right now. And he was like, not a lot going on, huh? And I was like, right now I am making a list of guys who have avoided arbitration. So,
yep.
Yeah, you could say it's pretty busy out there.
Look, I know the Red Sox know something that nobody else knows. There's no way a big market team deviates at the level they're deviating away from free agency without knowing something.
What do you think they know? Do you think they know what the market is now and how they can't compete in it, or what?
I'm not a Yale grad, but there has to be some sort of penalty down the line for signing a free agent versus giving prospects for every player you acquire.
Do you think maybe
it's not about spending?
Do you think maybe what they know is that, like, oh man, the AL East looks really good. Maybe we'll just be back next year?
Well, no, because they're spending money. They're just doing it semi-inefficiently.
Here's the thing. I saw the same graphic that you're talking about, or the same little info card that's like they've actually acquired more money via trade than any other team. And if you look at like total money added, like they're 10th or whatever, their payroll's down. No matter how you look at it. If you look at just the numbers, or if you look at their luxury tax payroll, they're both down. The luxury tax payroll is down about $8 million. Their actual payroll is down about $17 million. It's down, or 16 million, sorry. It's down. So the whole they have added money. No, they haven't. They're spending less money. It's more than the beginning of the winter, but it's a lot less than it was last April.
You sure? I'm just saying that money, it's not like they're not doing anything. It's just they're doing it poorly. They're giving up money and prospects for rentals. That's all I'm saying. This isn't a compliment.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so defensive about it. I feel like every time you talk about the Red Sox front office, I have to be like, no, Scott, they suck. And you're like, yeah, I never said they didn't. But
yeah. No, I can say like Wilson Contreras solid bat without being like, I can also say should have signed Pete Alonso.
Yeah. I don't find myself at a place right now, Scott, where I know what Craig Breslow is doing. Nobody does. But I also find myself in a place where it's early, but finding it very, very hard to trust the Craig process.
You know what, though? I will say everything you hear about Alex Bregman, he waited him out correctly last year. I did not think that was going to happen after the year he had. Kind of seems like he can do it again. Like we might look back on that and be like, kind of glad he did do that if they end up getting Bregman, because, and I know I hate to do this, such a lazy comp, but it helped the Red Sox a lot when they waited out JD Martinez and then he was a stud for them for like 5 years. And if they had paid him like, $50 million more over the length of that term just to get him in, 6 weeks earlier, that obviously would be a massive blunder.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was 4 or 5 years or 6 years. 5? It was 5.
I think it was 5, 110.
That sounds right. The thing about that is that they had a great team, they got a great bat, they won a World Series, they were the best team of all time. So yeah, it worked out and the waiting game worked. They waited out Alex Bregman last year, and I guess you could say it worked because he physically signed, like he used a pen and he signed a contract. But if he was here for a year, disrupted the infield to a point where they had to trade Rafael Devers, made the playoffs once, the rest of the division got better, and then they didn't want to pay him again. They wait him out and he goes somewhere else. That's a disaster. It's not. It's hard to even give the props to last year that, they waited him out long enough. They waited him out long enough to get him to sign what was effectively a 1-year deal. I don't know.
Yes, but I think this year he's not signing that. So like if he waits him out this time and it's like a real 4-year deal, that's a win. Well, he wants 6. I don't think he gets 6. I don't know. It's probably going to end up being 5. I feel like the teams are comfortable with 4. Bregman wants 6. We'll see what happens. Bregman did tell us he was going to be good for 10 more years. I don't know why no one's considering that.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard anybody go up to 8, 9 years. Why not?
If he said he's going to be good for 10, why wouldn't you start with 10? You don't want prime Alex Bregman? Like if he did what he did last year, injury aside, you get 10 more years of that at the Hawk Corner? He literally told us what was going to happen.
Well, that was in 25 that he said that. So you're looking at a 9-year deal. Let's start fair. The bidding at 9 years.
Because the second half, you don't know what's going to happen. I think he said something along like, we'll say 10 years. He didn't mean that like it's over after 10, but he was committed to 10. So you're right. So we don't know what would happen those last couple months. You could have a horrible playoff disaster on your hands right after the trade deadline.
And the thing is, too, people pay for the front end of contracts, right? Like not the back end.
Right.
And if he's got 10 more years of prime left, we should be talking about a 20-year deal.
Oh, that's an interesting perspective. Yeah, I thought you were just going to go with like you could eliminate that risk, but you're saying we want the risk. No, keep the risk. Do it for 20.
No, what I'm saying is if you're Alex Bregman, this is why you hold out. Because you say, hey, if you want my next 10 years of prime, you're also going to pay me 10 extra years where I'm not going to be quite as good, but I'll be pretty good into my 50s.
Right.
I want to talk about Alex Bregman and the details of what happened this week. Do you want to just jump right into let's talk about it? Because I don't know what the hell else we would do.
That's sad, but yeah, let's do it.
It's time for Let's Talk About It.
Let's talk about it. Alex, middle name Bregman, has reportedly received a competitive offer from the Boston Red Sox, according to one Jen McCaffrey. She wrote on Tuesday, quote, with pitchers and catchers reporting in just over a month, the Boston Red Sox have made what they feel is a competitive offer to free agent third baseman Alex Bregman, a league source confirmed. Now they'll wait to see if Bregman agrees. The source, who's familiar with the Bregman negotiations, confirmed an ESPN report that the Red Sox offer was aggressive. Now, obviously, there's no figures, end quote. Obviously, there's no figures in the McCaffrey piece, but I will add this. Earlier in the week, Buster Olney said that the Red Sox could make an aggressive offer similar to what the Tigers offered him last year, which was 6 years, $171.5 million. So that very well might be in the range of what we're talking about, because McCaffrey said he was confirming an ESPN report. That very well likely could be the report we're talking about here.
Yeah. If you want to do the math there, I think that is smart. I will say I have learned that when they say things like the Red Sox feel like they made a competitive offer, that doesn't always mean, because you learn that over the years, you go, well, they felt good about what they offered, and then they missed by $50 million because they're the Red Sox. But I do think what you said about Olney is important, because Olney was saying, if it is similar to the Tigers offer last year, and they lose, that's not on the Red Sox. And it takes a lot for me to say that.
Here's something, too, to consider in the language of this report. Like you said, the Red Sox feel. Where's the exact words? The Red Sox have made what they feel is a competitive offer. Nothing is leaking from the Red Sox end, like at all. So, not to be, tinfoil hat, also Nancy negative here, but this very well could be, a source from Bregman's camp that says, I bet the Red Sox feel like it's a competitive. Well, they feel it's competitive.
Oh, you think?
I'm just saying it could very
You're
well be
not-
that a Boris guy could say the Red Sox feel good about it.
You're not trying to be negative, Nancy. You're trying to be Nancy Drew. You're trying to detect some bullshit here. That's what you're trying to do. But
I mean, has anything leaked from the Red Sox side at all this year about anything?
no, but I don't think Jen McCaffrey would ever get anything wrong.
No, I'm not saying that she got that wrong at all. She used a direct quote. The Red Sox feel it's a competitive offer. But that quote, the Red Sox feel it's a competitive offer, probably didn't come from the Red Sox. That probably came from a Boris guy saying the Red Sox feel good about what they offered. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know.
I would be shocked. It would be the first time this winter that anything has gotten out about the Red Sox, even if it's just, hey, we feel good about it. We're not going to tell you what, but we feel good about it. You just don't see that right now at all, which, may I say, boring. Gets a little boring not getting like a juicy anything. It's just a lot of folks talking to other teams, other GMs, other agents outside of the organization being like, the Sox, they said the Sox might be interested, and that's it. So it's a lot of talking about Bregman. It's a lot about talking about Bichette. It's a lot of that stuff. This is the most concrete thing we've got, is that there is an offer from them on the table that they reportedly feel good about. That's something.
I think within this, too, you have to note that this week, the Blue Jays signed Okamoto and are unlikely to get Bregman. I don't know what they would do with Bregman. They have Okamoto, they have Barger, they have Vlad. That's first, third, and DH. And then you have a couple other guys that can play third. So it wouldn't make any sense for them to get Bregman. And then you also have the hometown Diamondbacks saying, we're not going to get Bregman and Marte, and we don't think we're moving Marte. So, I mean, that's what are your with all of that? What would you say the odds that the Red Sox bring back Bregman are?
I still feel high on it. It's it's strange because last year I was so excited to get Bregman, and this year in a world where you had Alex Bregman, getting a guy to return just feels different than acquiring a new player. It's not a new shiny toy. It does just feel like, well, yeah, we should get him back. He was supposed to be here. We should get him back, pony up, pay the man. And now we're getting to a point, within a month of pitchers and catchers reporting, we're getting to a point where it's not, oh, it would be cool to get him, or yeah, we should get him back. It's reaching a point of fucking get Alex Bregman back here. Write him a check. Get him back here. So percentage chance of it happening, 65, 68, but it should be done by now. So I know that when the time comes, I will feel differently and I will get excited. But right now, I'm not like, oh, it would be so cool if Alex Bregman was here. I'm just thinking, how are you possibly operating in a space where you haven't made this caliber of signing? Get Alex Bregman here.
I'd say it's like 80, 85%, just because where else? Where else is he realistically going to go? The Tigers could be screwing around, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe there's probably a 5% chance at this point Marte gets traded, and then they'd still have to outbid. So I don't think the Diamondbacks make a ton of sense. I just don't think there's a lot of if there were suitors, we would know them by now because that's how Boris works. So as much as it has been extremely frustrating, the way this has gone, I'm not going to blame Breslow if he gets Bregman back. I don't care how he did it, because at the end of the day, if he signs a 4, 5, 6-year deal with the Red Sox, we're not going to be critiquing how many weeks it took him into free agency. You don't remember that. So it doesn't matter. So as much as you feel the anxiety now, well, once he's signed, it doesn't really matter whether he signed on the first day of free agency or halfway through spring training.
Sure. I'm just a little worried that they're holding out because they're aware that the market is probably thinner than Scott Boras wants you to believe it is, and that they're holding out an extra year or two and delaying this, creating this bad faith thing that they're already kind of known for, or furthering this bad faith thing that they're already known for, because they're pushing his buttons. They're saying, we'll wait you out, find an offer better than 110, find a better one. And
you do also allow every single day the chance for that to happen, that you leave him unsigned.
100%. And that would be devastating. I also, I'm seeing a lot of Bregman slander, which is like what happens when a guy is so sought after. I think people get sick of seeing something so much that they start to rag on the guy, and they just want to be different. They want to have the alternate take. They want to get ahead of everybody. And they're like, well, actually, Bregman's aging. Actually, his bat speed's going down. Actually, he's slow. He's small, and he's getting slower and maybe smaller. We're not sure. It's so fucking stupid. And to look at the season that he put together last year, even with an injury, he had an injury. So that also comes in where people are, he's injury prone too. Came back early from an injury, and in his first month back, he was unbelievable. Did he chill out for a little bit? Yeah. Does everybody? So this Alex Bregman slander of like, oh, well, I don't even want him here. I don't know if you'd want to see what the Red Sox look like with an offseason that is Wilson Contreras and Sonny Gray and a handful of minor league moves. I don't know if you want to watch that Red Sox team. I'd rather watch Alex Bregman. Call me crazy. There's somebody else we might be watching this year. Scott, why don't you do the friggin' honors this time? Do you want to read one? Can you read?
Me? I dabble.
Read, dude.
Do I get a hit on like every single word? I'll try.
Yeah.
I'll give it a whirl.
Read every word.
Yeah, all right. So, as you said, another guy we might be seeing soon, little Peyton Tolley 2.0. Tyson Witherspoon, drafted 15th overall last year. And there's a little bit of smoke that he might be here pretty quickly. So, Mass Live's Christopher Smith wrote today, Thursday, the 2025 first-round draft pick makes this list of potential debuts, though he hasn't even thrown a single pitch in pro ball yet. He could take a similar trajectory as Peyton Tolley in 2025. Tolley, a 2024 second-round draft pick, had never thrown a pitch in pro ball before beginning 2025 at High A Greenville and finishing it with Boston. He also later noted Witherspoon is already number 62 on Baseball America's top 100 prospect list. His fastball, which reaches 99 miles an hour, as well as his cutter, curveball, and slider, are already considered plus pitches. That's not a bad start to be before you've thrown a pitch. I feel like you have 4 that are plus.
Yeah, to be a plus guy before you've done any math. Yeah.
A single thing, yeah. No, he was in a really, really intriguing prospect. Mass, like I said, that was a Mass Live prediction, but also Baseball America had a list of potential 2026 guys that could make it in their first year in the pros, and he was one of 12 guys that made that list as well. So it's not just Mass Live saying that. And we already saw that, Craig will do it under the right circumstances, as he did last year.
Is this something to celebrate, or is this a little bit of a jab? to say, hey, you have a guy who might make his major league debut this year and he hasn't even thrown a pitch in pro ball yet. Is that a little bit like saying, hey, there might come a time where you guys are really thin and a time where maybe you're out of the race and you want to give this kid a shot? Because that's how I read it a little bit. Do I think that it's cool? Like, to me, it doesn't read like, hey, they might have a guy who's like ready for the bigs this year, as much as it feels like a personal attack to say, yeah, this guy might make it because he's on the Red Sox.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so, just because, I mean, if you look at like the WAR projections, the Red Sox have the highest starting pitcher WAR in the league, and they have immense depth behind that. So my biggest gripe with this, or I guess disagreement, would be that even if he is good enough to make it by, September, I don't know, like, it would have to take so many injuries or more notable trades for this to happen, because he's probably, I don't know, maybe around that 15-16 range in the power rankings of starting pitchers this year. And I definitely don't think, unless it was something like with Tolley in that one playoff game, it's definitely not something where you move him to be a reliever for a few weeks and you kind of mess with him there. I think this is a guy that, you draft him 15th overall so that he can be a frontline starter. Maybe, I guess, best case scenario is you do the David Price thing and you make him a closer for a second and then go back to normal in 2027. But, I don't know. I guess that would be the only way. I don't know that they would do that.
Another big component of this that people might not be talking about enough. We're talking about a Cape Cod Baseball League guy. Played for the Chatham A's.
You're right. Nobody is talking about that. Correct.
That's something to note here. That matters to me, man. That matters to me. If you can play in the high-stress environment that is the Cape Cod Baseball League, Goose, please. That matters to me. Also weird because the Red Sox seem to have this this type right now in their pitching lab. I couldn't remember what they've been called. The pitching lab of these tall, lanky guys. He's 6'2". He is lanky. Like he's not, he's not Peyton Tolley, but he is tall. 6'2". Would you consider that tall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me personally, just barely, yeah.
It's a little tall.
It's a little, yeah, like I'd be like peeking up, but like,
So anything below 6 feet, you'd say is like short then?
I think there's an average height in there that's like, it's like really like 6'1" to like, I think most people have in their head like 5'4", also like an average height. It's like anything in there. So then technically if you were like, I don't know, like 5'6", you'd be like medium, just like, but not even on the fringe really, because you got a couple inches below you.
So just like a totally normal height. Like people would see that guy and be like, that's just a normal height of a guy.
That's a regular guy.
Hey, look at that regular guy.
They would say he's 3 inches away from being short. He's 3 inches away from anyone even accusing him of being short.
Well, Tyson, dude, this guy's name's going to be tough on me. Kyson Witherspoon. Nothing to worry about. 6'2". Anyway, I'm just saying he fits the mold. Good. He fits the mold. He's 6'2" and he's lanky. No.
I think another thing that's interesting that they seem to be, they covet velo, and with Gray, it makes me think about the big thing with him was strikeout to walk ratio. Witherspoon, I mean, we're talking about college here, so take everything with a grain of salt, but he led the SEC with a 5.4 strikeout to walk ratio. So that means he's striking out people at a high rate and walking people at a very low rate. Like, to have that ratio, you got to be good at both, and that's something that projects well as you continue into the pros. 15th overall pick, the Red Sox number 3 prospect. He'll be at least fun to follow this season. not somebody that in April you're following with the intention of, hey, this year he's going to be a part of this team necessarily. But I always like to see, what prospects are intriguing. This is kind of a down year. We were used to having Meyer and Roman Anthony and Christian Campbell and Kyle Teal and all these like really fun prospects. We're going into this year with just like a bunch of guys. And like this is and this is my most analytical form here. This is a dude.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be fun to follow. In the pitching, this is also the first time probably since I've been alive that you're looking at the farm system and you're saying pitcher and Tolley, pitcher and Early, pitcher and Witherspoon. Like the guys are getting excited about are pitchers, and they're loaded with them. So that'll be fun.
Been a bit. Yeah, it's been a little bit. And you're right about scratching the prospect itch, because I think the people
you got to have a guy.
That. You got to have a guy. Even if, the boys are all here. Here's the thing, too, is if the boys were all here and, Christian Campbell was here, too, let's even say Kyle Teal, too, and the Red Sox were great. Like, let's say they were favored to win the division and favored to win the American League. And we were talking like World Series aspirations this year, which not out of the question, but not what they're projected to do by any means. We wouldn't be looking for prospects. There is this inner space where it's like, okay, we're living in a place where the Red Sox can certainly improve on where they are now. And you always need something internal to turn to and be like, well, when that guy gets here. Kyson Witherspoon is going to be a fun one to follow.
There's also a little bit of some of these guys, like myself. I like to have. You got to have a guy. You got to have at least a guy. I don't care if we go undefeated. Because even if you go undefeated, you're like, give me this new, give me a new guy that can do a fun guy. Give me a new fun guy to watch. And so he's going to be the guy that if you follow like the, Sox prospects, Red Sox stats, like this is the guy that every, 5 or 6 days you're going to get an update where, hey, he went 5 innings, he had 7 Ks, he had 1 walk, whatever. Like you're going to get those because you need those throughout the season. And right now it's going to be a lot of pitchers instead of the May home runs. You're going to be getting the stat lines every 5 days.
He looks like a football player. I'm watching an interview with him. He looks like a football player. He's just a big dude. Which is weird because he looks so lanky on the mound.
I didn't want to push back fully on the lankiness thing, but I don't know that. I think if the common folk called him lanky, if you saw him out on the streets, I don't think you'd be like, oh, is that Chris Sale?
Yeah, lanky meaning long-limbed.
Yes, long-limbed is definitely correct, but he's not exactly a string bean.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. Kyson Witherspoon, perhaps your new guy. Let's move on to the third and final topic here of let's talk about it. It's a thin week, folks. It's a thin week. I hope you're getting a tan wherever you are. Maybe you're in a Planet Fitness. Maybe you're somewhere else. Maybe you're in Florida. I'm about to be. We have to talk about if there's even going to be an episode next week because I'm going to be in Florida.
I forgot about that.
You know what? I might say on the show right now, there might not be an episode next week unless something happens. If I'm down there and they sign Bregman, I'll pop back to the hotel and do a show with you. But if not.
What if I did a show with Steve and the show did better than, Steve Mottram, and the show did better than with you? What if it was, notably better?
Then it would have to be someone other than Steven Mottram.
There was no need for that.
Crap, I keep getting these wrong. There we go. Bo Bichette. Some of you might know him from his dad being in Ken Griffey's Major League Baseball in 1999. Dante. This is his son, Bo. Played for the Blue Jays for a couple of years. You might have seen him. He's in the World Series. They lost.
Spoilers.
He's set to meet with the Phillies on Monday, per a couple of reports, which, again, This is the news, folks. We don't make the news, okay? We just report it. This is what's out there, all right? Do I wish that there was something with a little more sauce on it? Yeah. But this is what we got. He's meeting with the Phillies. Does that mean he's going to sign with the Phillies? No. But he might.
There's mutual interest.
There's mutual interest.
I'll say this to your point. It usually takes me 20 minutes to come up with let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I think it took me 2 hours. And there are two topics on here I don't even know if we even mentioned because they're just whatever. But the other part of this that's interesting is that there are reports that Bichette is looking for $300 million. To that, I would say, good luck, pal. Maybe take up the NBA or something. Because while he probably, a few years ago, he might have been in that echelon. There's just an unwillingness to pay at the top of that market this year. Yeah, Dylan Cease signed, and then it was like every other projection was like way off. And I remember we made fun of projections for the top free agents because I remember seeing all these crazy figures, these $100+ million figures for a lot. Framber Valdez getting 200+, whatever. And then you just get to this point, and you're like, what happened?
Yeah, I would bet my house Bo Bichette doesn't get $300 million. I mean, what a tough year to try to get that. The market is just nowhere near that whatsoever. And when it comes to Bo, it's like, yeah, the Red Sox are kind of in, I guess. The Blue Jays, are they showing much interest? We're not sure. The Phillies, they have a meeting with them. Who else? Who's the other team that just popped up in Bichette news? I can't even remember because it's like I don't even really consider them when I see his name. It's like this is a bad take, and I'll own it before I say that. But I have a feeling he goes back to Toronto on like a 1-year reset the market deal.
I think a 1-year deal is most likely at this point, and by 1-year deal, I mean he gets whatever the report that comes out doesn't actually matter because he has an opt-out after next year, and he's going to use it. So it could be, 4 years, 160, but it's a 1-year deal. The only thing that's kind of weird is with the lockout and coming up, it's not an ideal time to sign one of those like short-term, high AAV deals. Also, with Bichette, the weird thing is like he's so much younger, right? He's so young and youthful, but his arm strength has gone down pretty much every year, and his profile of being one of those swing at everything guys, those don't usually do as well as you age because if you can't hit the ball. Right now he might be able to hit a ball 100 miles an hour off his back foot lunging, but you're not going to be able to do that in a few years. And so you lose a lot of, you became Luis Arraez pretty quickly. So
I just don't have an appetite for Bo Bichette. Do you?
I didn't, and then I started to try and be like, well, I mean, he is a young, great player, and I thought about how many home runs he's hit at Fenway. But then I saw a thing from Spear today that was talking about how he actually is like one of the least lowest pull hitter rates, or at least air pull hitter rates in the league. So he doesn't, even though he's a righty, he doesn't really fit Fenway. And even though he's played well at Fenway when he's been here, his profile suggests he wouldn't be good on the longer term. And then, I've seen some stuff about arm strength decline. I've seen stuff about, the swing and miss has always been a problem for me with him. So, I don't know. And then, I don't know, usually I like the people with a little bit of swagger to them, but he just seems like a douchebag. And I have nothing to support that. But, there's a way, other players do that same thing that I enjoy. Mm-hmm. But when he does it, I just don't like it as much. I will say
something rubs me the wrong way too.
Every time I think about, when I try and root for that idea, I do think about how many times I've seen him just hit absolute no-doubters over the monster. And I'm like, okay, remember that? Those were cool. I also saw something. This is from Pat Brown on Play Tessie. I actually think he would make more sense at third than second. And then I go back and forth on that. Because, yeah.
Go on.
So his argument, I would give my take. I just agreed on it entirely. But he only has to go one way, essentially. You only got to go to your right. You have a shortstop protecting you behind. And you don't have to deal with, all of the transition elements of, the double play and some of those harder, unique throws. He kind of can just be here and just dive right the way that, some of our lesser third basemen have done in the past. My only concern is one, arm strength decline, and two, he has erratic throwing, and that throws me off both ways because, like, the point about the no double play, you're not gonna have people sliding into you. You're not gonna have to, basically be running backwards, make a jump throw back. But at the same time, the distance of the throw is the furthest. So
yeah,
I'm torn.
With declining arm strength, I think for me, the Red Sox infield defense, excluding last year, I guess to an extent, has had a pretty low bar. So when it comes to putting a guy in the best place possible, it's a matter of just letting everybody fit to me. It's a matter of being like, okay, where can we get Marcelo Meyer and Bichette and whatever if Bichette was here? But not even
too, though,
to the best of their ability. Just like, can we get major league average defense? But on the whole of this report, I don't look at this and say, oh, if Bo goes to the Phillies, the Red Sox missed out on him. I look at this report and I say, if Bo Bichette goes to the Phillies, Bregman's market becomes a little hotter. And I don't like that. That maybe the Blue Jays' pursuit of Bregman or the handful of teams that are looking at him, the Tigers, I guess there's just a little overlap in the reported market. It's always the same fucking teams. It's the teams with money. The Yankees are linked to Bo Bichette. If they went after Bregman, I would hurt me.
Yeah.
The Cubs, Dodgers, any of the teams that are in on Bichette start to circle in on Bregman, and suddenly that will wait you out deal that the Red Sox may or may not have given starts to look less and less appealing. That's what worries me about this. I have little interest in getting Bo Bichette, but what he would do to Bregman's market does worry me quite a bit.
He's also, in my head, the backup plan for Bregman, so
yeah,
if he signs first, that screws up exactly what you were talking about. But also, if my pursuit of Bo Bichette starts when Alex Bregman signs elsewhere. So
yeah,
right now I don't want him. But if Bregman signed to second, Bo Bichette becomes the only way we can save this offseason.
Yeah. And if he's honestly, the worst case scenario is that Bo Bichette signs in the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
And then increases the Bregman market. And because here's another, man, I can feel my own takes coming out of me, and I go, oh, don't say it, but I'm going to say it. Oh, I could see the Bregman market getting to a point where the Red Sox get timid and get cold feet and back out and say, oh, we're not going to. Goose hates that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that in front of Goose. I wouldn't have even said that in front of Goose. I don't know. I mean, you say that, but like they got to do something, and I do think they will do something. I do feel like there are times when I think this happens to you because the offseason is long and they haven't signed anybody, but you do start to talk about them like they're the Pirates sometimes. And
sometimes they operate like the Pirates.
No, they do not.
You said in this episode, like they can't just like rely on home. No, you didn't say this episode. This is the last episode, but about relying on just homegrown guys and throwing out offers to free agents saying maybe they'll take this. And if they don't, say, hey, we got guys at home. That is the Pirates. That's the Pirates. And then trade them.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, again, I don't use this as an excuse for the offseason by any means. But, they did, get Contreras for $20 million and gray for whatever the hell it comes out to after. And I know it lowers the payroll in the year, but like there is an expectation that they will be over by the end of the offseason. I still firmly believe that. I do think there's really only 2 players that you can do that with outside of another big trade, which would not be wise. But I don't know. I as much as I think Breslow likes to win a deal. I think it's more about that than they won't spend on Bregman. I think he has to do a little bit of the Heim thing where he can't overpay by $1. And yeah, that absolutely, the most logical, team is going to come in third every time. I forget who always says that, but that's a thing. But right here, it might work out. I don't know. And there's still a couple options. I don't think they'd ever back out of the Bregman sweepstakes because, like, who is going to show up that makes them go, whoa, the Diamondbacks are stepping up. We can't do this.
I just got a John Heyman notification that the Yankees are considering Bo Bichette. Whatever, do with that what you will. But if that pivots to Bregman, they could very well be the team.
Yeah.
So
then yeah, sure, that's different.
They could be the team. The Blue Jays could be the team.
If the Blue Jays, I was worried about the Blue Jays big time. I think that's fair. Now I just don't have a threat.
Do you think it's weird at all that the Astros aren't in this conversation?
Extremely.
Yeah.
I don't know why we haven't talked about this yet. That has been blowing my mind the whole time. Because they made a mistake letting him go, and they got a savior in the chance to fix it this year. Because that should have been, a 5-year deal or whatever. And it should have been over.
It's very strange to me that he's not in these that they are not in these conversations about
especially with Paredes on the trade market, allegedly, and him being like a really bad defense but great hitter option. Like you don't want him at third anyway, so it would make so much sense for them to get very aggressive for Bregman.
It would.
They kind of just stopped trying.
It does feel that way, doesn't it? Like, they had their dynasty
spend,
quotes, and then we're just like,
I mean, they're seemingly letting Framber Valdez go. They I don't know. Like it's they're not operating the same as when they traded for Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander and extended some homegrown talent.
It's very weird. Very weird, dude. Do you want to do that game that we talked about?
Not really, but I will.
You don't want to?
We could do it.
Well, I don't want to do it if you don't really feel like doing it.
I'm not sure you set it up, though.
Joey and Scott, empty your brain of thoughts. With Joey and Scott, what do you got? It's time to empty your brain of thoughts. With Joey and Scott.
Scott?
Yeah.
Couple of things here, man. I don't know if you watched The Masked Singer, dude.
Oh, every night. And it's not even on every night.
Yeah, I rewatch every episode till the new one comes out. So imagine my surprise when David Big Papi Ortiz, 3-time World Series champion, turned out to be googly eyes. Can you give me an impression of your fucking self, man, when you saw this shit on your screen? React like it happened right in front of you, and action.
Well, hold on. Well, first of all, I was sitting there going, no, I was like, holy. Okay, well, I was ready to go then. I was just ready there.
All right, you go on
I
my
thought
call.
it was going to be
my fucking set, okay?
It's not. No, I thought it was Chris Brown. So I was just blown away when Ortiz popped out of that red monster. A lot of people having fun with it. He was in the red monster, Joey, not the green. There was also Rito, I believe it was Rita Ora, when it was announced, it was like 541 home runs. And I was like, yeah, she knows that off the top of her head. There was no production note of who was about to pop out of that thing. Yeah, yes, British pop star Rita Ora definitely knew it. Well, first of all, what a home run is and how many he had in his career.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Do you know who they're getting? Oh, I have it on here, but the panel guessed Daddy Yankee and Wesley Snipes. They also, one of them did guess Ortiz, which might be even crazier because like how did, in what world are you listening to just you got to hear it, but I don't know. I wouldn't have thought of that. It would have been my first guess that he would have done something like this.
Sound like David Ortiz?
Like knowing, the thing is, I knew it was Ortiz before it started, so yes.
Oh. I think I would be able to pick it up, but I also have heard David Ortiz speak a whole bunch of times. So, like, how often are these people on the panel hearing David Ortiz?
I thought Hello by Adele was a bold choice.
Is that actually what he's saying?
No. He did Turn Down for What, which is, he just kept saying Turn Down for What, and then he was yelling, Let's Go, and I think he said yeah a lot. It wasn't really so much of he was kind of like, he did like what you would do if you were behind the person singing. But that was a great song choice because it wasn't really a song. It was an EDM like mix basically that he hyped up the crowd with.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, you would have thought that an ITM alum would make it on The Masked Singer.
Whoa, the first ITM alum to be on The Masked Singer. Is that true?
It has to be. Has Peralt ever gone on? Has Peralt's dad ever gone on The Masked Singer?
Well, you're just talking ITM Hall of Famers now, but you're talking any alum.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Adam Duvall's done it.
No.
Alex Cora, Garrett Whitlock. I don't think those guys
have done it. What about that guy from EA Sports that we got on?
I doubt it. Pedro Martinez has not done it.
You know who might actually do it one day is Jackson from the Savannah Bananas.
Yo, that's a great call.
He might actually do it.
He'll either do that or Dancing with the Stars. That's a great point. Yeah, well, he's actually a very logical. We may end this show with 2 Masked Singers.
Yep.
That should be a goal. We don't go outside of our domain, but we, try. It's interesting that we did have we had a couple weeks where the Red Sox were so bad that we made this Savannah Bananas podcast.
Yeah, I mean, listen, times have been tough. There have been definitely times where we I don't know. We could have done anything else.
That wasn't the sad part about that wasn't even like, normally if you see something like that on a show like this would be like, oh, the Savannah Bananas reached out to us. They gave us tickets to Fenway for the game, and they want us to promote it, and they offered Jackson Olsen. That was not what happened. We reached out to them to get all of those things and get tickets and everything. That was our idea, to be like, we're going to switch the vibe of this show. 9 out of 10 times you see that, it's somebody going, we got this offer. Can we make this somehow relevant to what we do?
Yeah.
But no, this was us being like, please.
We saw the Bananas were in town. We were like, let's switch up everything.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it was either that or I think that was the only option.
I mean, recreating the video of the little girl asking to come to his birthday party or whatever, like that was probably the most creative thing we've done. Yeah, it was fun to mix it up at a time where we wanted to die a little bit watching this team.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to not feel that way again once they re-sign Alex Bregman, hopefully this week. This can't go on much longer, folks. It really can't. I know it went into February last year. I'm going to go ahead and say it's not going to happen this time. We will talk off air, but I'm feeling increasingly strongly that it's going to happen while I'm in Florida. So maybe we plan to not do an episode, and then we'll just release one on Monday when I'm in the Magic Kingdom and he inevitably signs. But man, we need a week of something going on. We need something. I want some drama. That's what I want. I want Marcelo Meyer and Brian Bayo caught fighting an old man outside of a club. And then it comes out that old man, not an old man, young man. He needed a gun pointed at them, and they wrestled it away from him. And then they found out he was on the FBI's most wanted list, and he was wanted for making illegal Kinder eggs in his basement and selling them at a crazy upcharge. And they caught him. And then they get like a key to the city. That's the kind of stuff that I'm looking for. So I've been thinking about that one a lot.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
What if it was just like Don Zimmer again?
I'm down for that too. Yeah, beat up any old guy. Guys need to stop beating up an old guy. Or something, anything juicy. I like when Alex Cora goes live on Instagram from Puerto Rico and there are just like people dancing.
Okay.
More of that.
So you lowered the bar. A little bit there between story 1 and 2, but okay.
You think story 1 was a lot better with the old guy?
I think there was more to it, more nuance. I think it would, call me crazy, I think it would have generated a little more attention.
I need another picture of Aroldis Chapman grabbing a big old handful of his of his mother. That's what I need. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
It's not.
All right. Well, we will be back after this thrilling 58th week. What?
You left so much on the table.
Oh, oh my God. I didn't even ask. Yeah, empty your brain, bro. What the hell am I doing?
Being a jerk is what you're doing.
Sorry,
An
man.
inconsiderate co-host.
Fuck.
And friend. I would have thought.
Go ahead. Here, you know what? I'll give you the stage. Ready? Oh no. Wait. I thought I was giving it to you. Sorry.
You know what's crazy is like that also removed my audio when you did that.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, now there's a line in my face, but I'll go with it anyway. So the Red Sox signed a former Yankees first round pick. Check out you gotta check out the video to see my new background. So the Red Sox signed TJ Sakema. Everybody's heard of him to a minor league deal with an invite to spring training. He is a former Yankees first rounder, 38th overall in 2019, and he's 27-year-old lefty. They need lefty depth really badly. Split last season with the Reds between AA and AAA. He last year, in the small sample size, I'm talking 23 and a third innings in AAA, had a 3.47 ERA with a 16-8 K to walk ratio, 247 batting average against, and a 1.29 WHIP, which is okay. Can you guess, Joey? His ERA last year was 4.57 between both AA and AAA. Can you guess what his career ERA is?
3, 5, 4.
So last year he had a 4.57.
Yeah, 4.57.
His career, he has a 4.57. So he's consistent as hell.
Wow.
Not consistently good necessarily, but consistent. So he'll have a 4.57. You can see that. You can expect that in the minors. So the question is he their next Narvaez, Whitlock, Weissert, Chapman, sort of, even though that wasn't like a homegrown situation? And the answer is probably no, but it's kind of cool. If he gets like one strikeout, it'd be like, another former Yankee. There'll be like we keep giving them these guys, you know?
It does feel like that always works out in our favor. So, yeah. Hopes are
He's
high.
not supposed to be good. He's not supposed to be good at all, but like Narvaez wasn't supposed to be able to hit. And
Right.
Garrett Whitlock was a Rule 5 pick. So maybe he'll just be completely different than the rest of his career. And that's all I have on him.
We're gonna really like this guy as long as he's very different from his entire career.
Yeah, exact. Thank you. And he follows just the trend of the Yankee to Red Sox pipeline.
Yep.
Do you have closing thoughts?
I do. I have a little story.
Wow, so you cut off your own show. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I had my own thoughts that I cut off big time.
Okay. Go ahead.
Dude. So the other morning, Sebastian, my son, woke up before school, and he's like, "My tummy doesn't feel good." And I was like, "All right, then. Like, I'm not gonna send you to school. You don't have to go to school, bro." And I'm like in the process of texting or emailing the school to be like, "Hey, Seb's sick. He's not coming in." And I was like, "All right, buddy, just so you know, like I can't play with you. Like daddy's got to work, you know?" And he's like, "I'm not sick though, because I don't feel like going to school." And I was like, "Oh, well then you're going to school. You're definitely going to school then."
Yeah.
So I like got him dressed, took him to school, whatever. Came back home. I was home for 10 minutes. I got a call from the school. And they're like, "Sebastian just threw up on himself." And I'm like, I'm such a dick. I felt horrible. But like I had to go back and get him, obviously, right? They're like, he's changing in the bathroom right now. Whatever. I live 5 minutes from the school. So I get over there and she like directs me to where he is, like knocks on the bathroom door and is like, "Your dad's coming in," right? So I go in, I help get him changed, whatever. And while I'm walking out with him, as I'm walking out of the bathroom, I hear a little knock on the door. Like there's definitely another little kid like looking to get in the bathroom. And so me and Seb like leave the bathroom, and the look on this little kid's face as a stranger adult is walking out of the bathroom with a child. He was like just frozen and staring at me, and I didn't know what to say. I was like, I have to say something. This kid is like giving me the like, you know, I'm about to scream eyes, and all I could say was, "It's okay."
Oh no. That's genuinely maybe the worst thing you could have said.
And then I started to like giggle to myself because I was like, "Why did it's okay? Why say it's okay?"
Joey, you're supposed to be the adult in this situation. Why are you the one that's with the most anxiety?
I was like, "Oh, I got to make this kid feel like safe in this moment."
Yeah, that was
landed
better.
on, "It's okay."
How did the kid react?
Just stood there frozen.
Yeah.
I walked away. Yeah, it was oh man. It was good.
That was good. Yeah.
Anyway, that's how my day went. That's my closing thought.
I have two. One, interesting that Tanner Houck got arbitration deal, $4.15 million. He's a free agent after this year, and he's supposed to be out for most, if not all, of this year. So that kind of says something about maybe they would consider, a longer-term situation with him. They're not giving up on him now is basically what it's saying. So I thought that was kind of interesting. That was kind of a sleeper, non-tender target, because if he's not going to play this year and he's a free agent at the end of the year, you're adding $4 million to the payroll for no reason. But one, maybe they think he can help down the line later in the season, or two, maybe they just don't want to burn that bridge yet and they want to see, what the future could look like. So that's, I think, pretty notable, actually. All-star before the injury, had just figured it out before the injury. And then number two, completely different. I was in Vegas for SI Sports Person of the Year, and that was crazy. Cal Riley won one of the awards, so he was there. But I get to this
big dumper, Cal Raleigh?
Yeah, big dumper. Yep.
Oh.
So it was cool because I got invited. I didn't know what the situation was going to be. And it was like in this club venue that had like this like stage, and I thought it was going to be very like segmented, but it was just an open area where like those guys were, and I had no idea. I knew SGA was winning the real award, but I didn't even know there were what the other awards were, and it was very interesting. One, it was cool that there was a baseball participant, but also I had no idea, and then just someone came up to me and was like, "Hey, Michael Phelps is here." I was like, "Really?" And he won one of the awards, there was a couple of those where you're like, "Wow, holy shit!"
Michael Phelps is very cool. That's very cool to be in the same room. That's a big Michael one. Phelps.
Yeah, because Cal Riley's cool to a baseball fan.
Yeah,
but Michael Phelps is like a genuine A-lister, like most successful American ever, maybe.
Yeah, he's like what Lance Armstrong was before Lance Armstrong wasn't Lance Armstrong anymore.
And he's not going to do that. He promised me.
He promised. But remember, he smoked weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that was like a very big scandal?
Yep.
That it was like, wow. Michael Phelps. Are you kidding me? There's kids who watch swimming.
For a while, it was like, do you guys know how many pancakes he has every day? Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Him and J.J. Watt, they would always be like, do you know how much these guys eat? That's crazy.
Yeah. J.J. Watt still talks about it because now he's doing the announcing stuff and he's like, trying to eat less, but he can't. I'm looking forward to big fat J.J. Watt. I would love a 70-year-old big fat J.J. Watt on my TV.
I tell you what, I wouldn't want to block him.
Nope. You don't have to.
It's super unlikely.
Almost impossible.
Unless next year he gets an SI Sports Person of the Year award and at some point feels the need to pass rush me.
That's true. Or if we just ask him, paid him a bunch of money to do it once, he would do it.
That's true. Yeah, like a video type of thing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Could be either one of those scenarios.
Pay him a bunch of money. People will do anything for a bunch of money. My Venmo's open. All right. Is that all?
Yeah, it was just cool.
I'm very jealous about Vegas.
Ooh, I got one more. I guess it's kind of part of the story. I guess one of the more intriguing parts. One of the coolest things I did was we got invited to this big after party thing, but I shouldn't. Let me rephrase that. Another guy that's way more important than me got invited, and he's like, just come with me. And so I said, yeah, no problem. And then I was like, also, Motz is here. We need to get him in too. And he said, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. So he has one thing. And what we did, it was, first of all, just the moxie on this guy, charisma, was very cool. He has a barcode. He sends me his barcode. And I'm like, yeah, but this is 2026. Like, they will know. The second this gets scanned once, it's not going to work again. And we go up there. I go up first. I scan it. He scans it. I wait for him to scan his, and then I do it like at basically the same second. But I was a little bit ahead. And so they give me my wristband because I'm scanned in. And then they go to him and they go, it looks like your wristband was already scanned in. And then they look at it and they go, oh, no, sorry, that was like 4 seconds ago. So they give him the wristband. And then we get in there. And then again, job's not done yet because Steve hasn't arrived yet. And I'm like, that's great. That was awesome. Cool magic trick. By the way, they said that. He put the wristband on him. He kind of just looked at me and winked, and I was like, that was sick. And then we go in, open bar, everything's having a good time. And I'm talking to this guy. I'm like, hey, we still got one more guy to get it. Like, we're not done. Everyone's, ready to go. I'm like, we're not done yet, fellas.
I was
like, we're not done yet. And so this guy was able to get, the wristbands where they put around you and then they zip it. And then it's you can't just open those. Like, it's just locked in place.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just slide it off. You have to cut them off. He somehow loosens up. This guy, I don't even know his name to this day. He opens this. He finds a way to loosen it up enough to get it off his wrist. And then Steve comes out. I was like, let me know when you're right here. And I get up to the front, and I'm like, get over here. And I like pull, and I throw him over. I was like, come on. I was like, get over here. And he's like, what are we doing? We leaving? I was like, no, we're not leaving. I was like, all right, turn around. I was like, blocking him. And I was like, get this thing on. And then we walk. I still have mine on. I was able to give him the guy that's already inside. We get back in. It was pretty sick. It was a pretty cool magic trick we pulled there. And that party was crazy. It was it's like the biggest tech convention in the world was going on at the same time. So it was some like event with a bunch of like rich tech people, like open AI and all these crazy things. But yeah, we were definitely on the younger side of that audience. And then at one point, the guy that brought us in, we were like looking at the food, and they were like, "All of that has mushrooms in it. You don't want to do that. Like you're gonna get high if you do that." And we're like, "Okay,
wow.
all
like
right."
mushrooms. I thought you were like, "Wow, this guy just really cares about your." Yeah. Wow. Did you Vegas it up? I mean, that's incredible. First of all, but did you like Vegas it up?
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, we went to Omnia after, which is a club. We gambled. Well, honestly, I was with 3 people, and the girls didn't know how to gamble, and Steve was gambling a lot. So I did a lot of like teaching how to gamble, and then watching Steve lose a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So I don't actually think I gambled personally much at all.
Everybody I know who's been to Vegas says like, I didn't really gamble, and it's like I always get the same feeling, which is like Vegas was wasted on you. You should go there and blow your life savings, man.
It's the same thing as Encore. Like it's not different. I don't know.
It is.
I don't care about that, like gambling. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm more there for like I was there for work, but I'm also like the more intriguing part to me with Vegas is like the strip and the going out and the nightlife and the cool like food spots. Like it's cool to be in a casino, but I like what's around it.
Yeah.
Like we had the best steak I've ever had in my life.
The vibes. You're a vibes guy. Say it. You're a vibes
guy.
I'm
a vibes guy for sure.
He admitted it.
You're a vibe killer. Vibe killer Copponi. That's what they call you.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we have socials
episode next week. Follow us on the socials at ITM_pod. Subscribe on the YouTube. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, if you've gotten to this point, you like us enough to listen to us for an hour and 7 minutes. Subscribe on the YouTube. It would help us a lot. We really appreciate you guys sticking with us through this holy cow boring off season. We will be back very soon. Getting close, Scott. It's getting close.
So
Scott Neville and Joey Copponi. It's okay. Go Sox.